What's up, all of you YouTubers, movie watchers, and future employers? It has been a minute since I have uploaded a video to YouTube, so I thought, what better video to upload than my favorite video to make? And that is, at the end of every year, I would do a top 10 best and worst movies of that year. And, you know, why not do that again? So, while watching this, keep in mind that I am not a god, I am not Schmoes No, I have not seen everything that came out this year. But I did see a big chunk of movies that came out this year, and out of the ones that I saw, this is my top 10 best of those movies. And without further ado, let's get started.
Number 10.
For those of you who watched my old videos, you know that around the bottom of my list there was always an animated movie. This year that movie is Storks. Yeah, Storks was that kids movie that was not just a kids movie, but it was a comedy. Like, before it was a kids movie, in my eyes at least. It's a comedy, it had me smiling, it had me intrigued. It took a few steps in a direction that a kids movie has never really taken before. And by the end of it, the movie had me in tears. So yeah, without a doubt, Storks is at number 10.
Number 9.
Alright, superhero movies never miss my list, and this year Doctor Strange didn't either. That is number 9. Doctor Strange is the newest addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it manages to take Benedict Cumberbatch and make him a hero while introducing something entirely new to something that is already huge. And Doctor Strange didn't break any new ground by any means, however it did provide a really entertaining ass superhero movie that I cannot wait to see tie in with the Avengers.
Number 8.
Alright, so what's awkward about being a teenager? Well, absolutely everything, according to The Edge of 17. In my opinion, The Edge of 17 is the most accurate portrayal of a teenager that I've ever seen on film. It's not necessarily my favorite, but it is definitely the most accurate. I don't know if I'm proud to say that I can relate to this movie, but I can say that the movie is insanely relatable, and Woody Harrelson plays the best role that he has been in since Seven Psychopaths.
Number 7.
So, usually when a movie comes out that's a sequel or a spin-off of a movie that I did not like, or particularly care for that much, I don't look forward to that movie. However, this movie surprised me more than any other film has this year, and that was 10 Cloverfield Lane. 10 Cloverfield Lane was a spin-off of Cloverfield, obviously, that managed to make an entirely new type of movie that's completely isolated and almost has nothing to do with the original film, and make it seriously one of the most entertaining and nail-biting movies that I have seen all year. 10 Cloverfield Lane, without a doubt, did not miss this list. You guys should like my video for my adorable kitty.
Number 6.
Yeah, you thought Storks was the only kids movie on my list. You were wrong, because Finding Dory came out this year too. Oh my god, Finding Dory was the kids movie of the year for me. That movie hit me deep. It brought me back to my childhood, and I think I smiled more in that movie than I did in any other movie that I saw this year. And that alone just says it's gotta be number 6.
Number 5.
Alright, so now we're at the top 5, and this is definitely where the heavy hitters and the biggest, awesomest fucking movies come in. Now, with these 5, I had such a hard time mix-matching all of them. There was so much to enjoy about every single one of these films that I can't express how great each one of them is. But if I had to pick an order for them to be in, it has to go in this order. Number 5 goes to Arrival. God, it was so fucking hard for me to put this movie all the way at number 5. But that does not mean that this movie wasn't super awesome, because it was. And I can't really say anything about this movie without ruining it for you, But if you've seen it, then you know that the ending is what makes the entire movie, and that the whole, everything tying together in it, and the story it tells with the aliens and the communication, it's just so brilliant, and it blew my mind with its brilliance, and I am dying to see the movie again.
Number 4.
Alright, so this year, not only did we have a few really good superhero movies, but we also had one really good supervillain movie. That was Deadpool. Oh my god, Deadpool broke new ground for superhero, supervillain movies. It so accurately portrays the humorous comic book character, and Ryan Reynolds does such a good job at playing this loudmouth asshole. It's a movie that you never get tired watching. You watch it when you're drunk, you watch it when you're sober, you watch it with friends, you watch it by yourself. It never gets old. Deadpool was the movie that I've probably seen the most this year, and I still love it.
Number 3.
Alright, pulling its way into number 3 is my fanboyism just oozing all over you. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. I have seen this movie once, and I could like it more the more I see it. However, as of now, Rogue One stands at number 3 for just being a great installment into one of my favorite franchises ever, if not my favorite franchise. Not only does it tie in with the original Star Wars very well, but it takes flaws that some of the greatest movies ever made have and explains and fixes them. A movie that can do that is not going to miss the top 3 of the movies for this year.
Number 2.
Alright, so number 2 and number 1 were really fucking hard to flip-flop back and forth, but I have it in this order for good reason. Number 2 proves that I am a sucker for Mel Gibson war films. Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge is a movie that is about 3 hours long, and it is probably the most disturbingly realistic war movie that I've ever seen as far as brutality of the violence goes. On the other hand, it tells such a fantastic story about Andrew Garfield's character, who's a real life soldier, who's going into a war without a weapon. The movie isn't just all in your face blood and gore. It's a very fascinating war story with very graphic sequences in it. And I feel like a story that can make me cry because of my pride, that is just groundbreaking.
Number 1.
Pulling its way into my number 1 is that movie that you're looking at this list thinking, man, it's either not on the list at all because he's just, you know, stupid, or it's just naturally going to be number 1 for being Captain America Civil War. The best movie of the year. Hands down. Why? Because it's not only the best movie of the year, but in my opinion, this is the best movie of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and among the best superhero movies ever made. It is groundbreaking. It takes these 2 heroes that you have grown to love throughout 8 long years of movies after movies about them, and it makes them go head to head, and you're watching these 2 characters that you love fight, and it is just such a emotionally twisting and powerful experience watching it. And not to mention that it introduces the greatest Spider-Man that has ever been on screen. That alone has to put it at number 1. So there you go. There's my top 10 best movies of the year, and I'm gonna make a top 10 worst. I'm still working on it because this one's a little bit harder. I have about 28 movies that I think can fit on this list, so working on that. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, then go ahead and click right here to see more.